this is Josh Grind from the Lancaster Archery Supply here at the 2020 ATA show. Joining me now is Eric Griggs of Gas Bowstrings. We've got some great products out there, lots of exciting stuff. So, Eric, what do you want to share with our consumers about your bowstrings?
Yeah, sure thing. So, here we are, the 2020 ATA show. Super excited. This has been a great show so far. We're only a day into it here, but as a lot of people know, we're still a fairly new company. This has been our third ATA. So 2018 ATA was the first year we've been, and then last year, and then this year. It's been really neat to watch us grow as a company. So the first ATA show, we're totally the new guys. We're coming in and be like, hey, can we tell you about our products? Can we talk to you about strings? Who are you using on strings? And you get some people mixed reactions and everything else. I haven't really heard of you. Last year we're getting more of, okay, yeah, I've heard of you, and some people are coming. Yesterday, first day of the show, we're over there, and we were literally like covered up every day. It's like, hey, we've been hearing all kinds of things about you. We've been having a lot of people coming in asking about your strings. What do we need to do to sign up and be a dealer? So just the transformation from, our first, show, being there to last year and then this year, it's been, it's crazy to watch some things. In just such a short period of time, we went from starting with 3 people. It was just we really just kind of wanted to get out there and start doing some things, and we really exceeded anything that we ever would have thought we would have done from a growth perspective. I mean, today we've got 25 employees. We're getting ready to move into a new 10,000 square foot facility here in March. So we're just doing a lot of cool things. We won a Reader's Choice Award for the top bowstrings. That's voted on by fans and stuff like that. So it's been going really, really well. And one of the things that we're doing this year is that we've had some shooters that have been shooting for us, and we can talk about the specific shooters if you'd like. But having more and more top shooters that have been kind of gravitating towards us, that have been reaching out and inquiring, hey, been hearing a lot of good things about you, or so and so says your strings are great, or whatever. What can we do to I'd be interested in working with you. So to me, when you start having some of the best shooters in the world, they're looking to use your products, and that's very rewarding, because I think the one thing about bowstrings that it's a very underrated category. So a lot of people think about bowstrings, and it's not your release, it's not your sight, it's not your bow, it's not an exciting category, right? Sure, it's a bowstring. But the importance of the string is again, it's so underrated, because it's the most important thing on your bow that you don't ever want to have to think about. Is if your string's working correctly, you don't ever worry about it.
Right.
All right. When you notice your string is if it's not working right. If you're starting to have peak rotation, if stuff's coming out of time, and your tuning's going out of whack, or you're seeing surf separation, that's when you're upset with your strings. So strings can kind of get a bad rap in that degree. But just the fact that like I said, so many top shooters are wanting to work with us is awesome.
Let's talk about that, because you had some top shooters that announced even just here in the beginning of the year, sure, joining Gas. So you feel free to share some of those shooters.
Yeah, you bet. So last year we had a few guys come on, and gals and stuff. So on the international level, Chris Schaff, Paul Tedford, Tate Morgan. Those are some. Keith Trails, another one who's been very successful with our strings, and those guys have all done a great job. And this year, a few more international folks. Peter Elzinga, who's big on the international scene. Mike Schlosser. So Mikey's. He's really got it going on. He's killing it, and then Brady and Toy Ellis. So not just on the compound side, but now we're transitioning more over into some more even the Olympic recurve strings, and that's those folks are very, very particular on their strings. That has to be just absolutely perfect on diameters and strand counts, and all that stuff. The specs are just completely and not to say that they're picky, but it's what they do. But the feel and everything else is really important to them.
Sure.
So,
and bowstrings, just so people understand, bowstrings are a little different than, say, a bow manufacturer. people are going to come to you because they want to shoot your product. They're not getting the big dollar sponsorships. They're putting something on that hopefully wins them the money, or that they feel comfortable with. If it's a hunting scenario, that they know that peep's going to come back in the same spot, and they love your product. So that's saying something for a company that's 3 years old, and those people are wanting to shoot your bow. So your strings. So this year we know the Ghost strings were something that we saw a lot of, and we've got PJ. Everybody knows PJ Riley. He's shooting that Ghost string. Tell us what makes that string unique and special, and why people are loving it when they put it on their bows.
Yeah, sure thing. So the Ghost string started out, so it was a little bit earlier than this time last year. What we started doing is we wanted to try something a little bit different. You know, I really like 452X has long been the staple material from BCY. And then, you know, in recent years we've had BCYX, we've had X99. There's been some different materials that have come around. So, you know, the one thing though is the blend and from the percentage of Vectran, which, just a quick breakdown, you know, you have most of the strings have two different parts in it. One of it's Dyneema and the other part's Vectran. The Dyneema is has some movement to it. Vectran has like no movement. So the percentage of Vectran in those others was not as high as 452X. For us as a manufacturer, we do some of the specific things that we do to tension the fibers and all the things. It's actually important for us to have that higher percentage of Vectran. It just works better for our process. The interesting thing about that, though, is that the 452X has what's called an SK95 Dyneema, which is the same thing that's been in there for, you know, many, many years. These new materials had SK90 and SK99 Dyneemas, higher elasticity, better properties, and some things that we would like to see in a string. So we wanted to combine those. So we went to BCY and asked them if they would, you know, build us basically the SK99 Dyneema version of 452X. So, you know, that's essentially what Ghost XV was. Instantly, you know, a year ago when we brought that out, it was an exclusive material for us. I mean, it was something that was, you know, we were the only ones that had it. It had such success, and everybody, you know, really liked it so much that BCY decided to release it under the name of 454. So that's actually a trade name for it as well. There's a 454. So the difference between, you know, really at this point, the only difference between our Ghost and the 454 is the, you know, the die that we get, you know, for ours. So it's a little bit different than the off the shelf, but it's you know, it's a very similar product to that. And then we also, for this year, because we had so many people that liked the white, but then we had some people that on the hunting side, they were like, gosh, I really want to put this on my hunting bow, but I don't like white, you know, or it's going to get dirty or whatever. So we actually did a Ghost camo. So we have a speckled. It's a color that, you know, only from Gas right now, but it's a tan and green speckle like a kiwi, and we've got some bows in our booth. So all of these new camos like the forest camo and Realtree Edge and all of the subalpines and all those, that they've got, you know, kind of a unique look to them. But this matches everything. Even the new Matthews has that ambush green riser this year. It matches it to a T. So it looks really good, and it was kind of weird because, you know, we've been doing all these other camo patterns all this time, and we're like, okay, well, we can try to specifically match this or match that, and we ended up hitting this with this one speckle material, and it just seems to like match all the camo patterns. You know, you can just do your different end color serving, and it hits it perfect. So it's a pretty exciting product for us, and you know, it just kind of continues on with the success we had last year with Ghost, which was, I mean, absolutely incredible.
That's great. Well, thanks for joining us today, Eric, and best of luck to you in the competition season, the hunting season, and look forward to seeing that product out there. So thanks again. If you like this video, you can check us out at lancasterarchery.com.